Cheyenne Bryant, she getting a lot of backlash right now. How you feel about that, man?
Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Let me speak to my sister. Let me speak to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. And yes, I'm going to call her doctor. I am. She says she is. That's enough for me.
Of course, Dr. Umar Johnson is going to say she is. She says she is. That's enough for her, because he also claims that he's a doctor, even though he hasn't practiced in his field in a very long time. And he wants you, because he says it, he wants you to think that's enough for you too.
Enemy spotted.
We already knew he was going to defend Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because he's already done so on his Instagram page. And I showed y'all a few days ago via a short that I posted. But now he's on the Art of Dialogue, and he's going to voice in detail why he's defending her. And the reason will become very laughable, all right? And it's going to also connect with his profession, all right? So we're going to get right into this reaction, all right? If you haven't done so already, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to further contribute to the channel. Get down there and hit that join button down below at the bottom of this video. Hit the hype button. That will help me out in the algorithm. Please do that. And of course, hit the Cash App. $, Mr. Normie. We not finna waste no more time. Let's get into E5 Tunde's defense of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and her doctorate degree.
Let me state for the record, Art, I have a doctorate, a real one, okay? I'm not saying nobody else don't. I'm saying what I got.
First of all, you pointing out that you have a real one kind of insinuates that she doesn't, because of the fact that you have to point out that you have a real one. So even though you might be defending her, your choice of words still insinuates her not being genuine with hers, Umar, just right off the bat.
I went to an American Psychological Association accredited doctoral training program. I am a doctor of psychology and clinical psychology. I will repeat, I am a doctor of psychology and clinical psychology. I am also a certified school psychologist. I also have 3 master's degrees in the field of psychology, clinical, school, and general.
Now, I will say that Umar Johnson is educated. He does have a bunch of degrees. I don't remember all which ones. There's other content creators that's covered this, KKC, Lennon Honor, and a whole bunch of other people that's already covered how many degrees he has in what fields and what name from what school. Okay, so I'm not going to go over that. I also believe that he has a doctorate. Even I think some people have seen his dissertation. They can't find it, something like that. Either way, I believe he does have a doctorate. He is not certified, right? Because he has not been in the profession of a school principal or a school therapist for a number of years now. So the whole certification thing is a problem for Umar, but he does hold the title doctor because of his degrees, I believe, right? You can correct me down in the comment section if I am wrong on any of that. However, Umar, you are going to defend her on some bases that are not factual. You'll see here in a few minutes, all right? His reasons for defending her isn't because she has a dissertation or because she actually went to school. It's something far more, how do I put this? Superficial, if you will, why he's going to defend her. And of course, it has to do with black women and the culture and Pan-Africanism, all that kind of bull crap. All right, let's continue.
Now, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has exploded into social media space. Her career has really taken off since I first learned of her around the time of my last Nick Cannon interview approximately 2 years ago. I have followed her here and there. She is a stunningly beautiful woman, and she also claims to have her doctorate in psychology. She claims that she went to Argosy University, and I'm not doubting nothing she says because I have no reason to.
Of course you have no reason to, because, well, we already doubt you.
Enemy spotted.
You will not doubt her, because if you do, that will put spotlight and scrutiny on you. So of course you're not going to question her, because if you do, in turn, people will question you. So really, that's why you're defending her, because you defending her will also put a shield around you. You see what I mean? me critiquing somebody else brings me into question, right? Still like that. So people start looking back at you. You start pointing fingers at other people. They start pointing back at you. That's why he's going to defend her first of all, because if you did critique her in any way, that would bring scrutiny and eyes on your degrees. So of course you wouldn't. And yes, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is a very nice looking woman for her age. I believe she's in her like late 40s. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is a good looking woman. I can't deny that. However, for all intents and purposes, she's fraudulent in her doctoral or doctorate, whatever.
The school closed down. She has some issues with the transcript, the degree, whatever the case may be. She has a book out now. It's a best-selling book, Art, and it's the
Umar Johnson, she has a book out that is on Amazon and is actually doing pretty well, even though people are review bombing it, which we'll get into that in another video. But her book is probably peer reviewed. It has source material and things like that. And it's way better than your book. So, I mean,
Nick, you're stupid.
She does, both y'all scammers and fake fraudulent, but she got you beat there.
very well. She's being interviewed. She's been on Shannon Sharp. She's been on Nick Cannon. She's been on Cam Newton. She's been on Joe Button, right? She's a big name amongst the sisters.
And you done podcasts with, let's see here, Baba David, Chop by T. I forgot the other brother's name. You was on the one guy with the dreads, that brother, but you've been in the chitlin circuit. You ain't been with the big names, Shannon Sharp and Cam Newton, all that. You ain't gonna make it that big either, okay? Just so we're clear about that. Unless they're willing to go against their sponsors and everything like that, you ain't gonna never get that high in podcasting. Definitely not in the big screen, except for to be the butt of somebody's joke on Saturday Night Live.
She goes on the Breakfast Club. And they ask her about her degrees, and she explains about what happened with the school. I don't know the details. I don't care. People start to roast her and attack her, claiming she's fraud. She then goes on Joe Budden. Shout out to them.
By the way, she went on Joe Budden before she went on Breakfast Club. That shows this MF he's not really paying attention. He's too caught up with the buns. She went on Joe Budden first, then she went on Breakfast Club, and then actually she went on with, I believe, Fox 5. Before that, she already been on Cam Newton a couple of times, I believe, at least once that I know of, because she was talking about the Love Me and all that kind of stuff. Also, she's been on Shannon Sharp before. No, Shannon Sharp was the throat thing and all that. And then I believe she was on with Cam Newton, and that's when she was trying to psychologize him with all his children and baby mamas and all that kind of stuff. And that was, I think, last year.
Didn't see the interview, Art, but allegedly they say Joe Budden and them asked her some really good questions that left more unanswered than answered.
No, Umar, the question that they asked her on Joe Budden is what led up to the Breakfast Club questions, which led up to this whole thing.
For the past 2 weeks, Art, she has been the butt of everybody's internet joke.
So have you.
Here's what I'm going to say. And other doctors of psychology don't agree. Cheyenne Bryant having or not having a doctorate does nothing to my doctorate, Art. It does nothing to my career. It does nothing to my profession. I don't have a need to investigate her. I don't have a need to slander her, to belittle her, to malign her, to assault her. I don't have no need to do anything against that black woman because she hasn't hurt anybody. She is a life coach, Art, and you don't have to be certified or have a doctorate or a license to be a life coach.
Umar Johnson, hold up.
Ain't no fucking way.
You don't have to be certified to be a life coach. And to be fair, to a certain degree, you're right. There are a whole bunch of people out there that talk about their life coaches and dating coaches and all those kind of things. They're not licensed. So you got us there. But here's the problem. Here's the problem with this, Dr. Umar Johnson, is that you go around psychologizing children, allegedly having these parent conferences on Instagram and all this kind of stuff, and you always tout your doctorates, you always tout your certifications, yet when was the last time you was actually certified? Which you never answered this question. When was the last time you were certified to give out this information? Okay, you do this and talk to parents from various states around the country. And granted, there's some rules that are universal to every state when it comes to education, But everybody has particulars, right? Do you know the rules and laws and bylaws and all these other kind of, metrics that these states and cities and counties have? Okay, to be giving these people information, because you only do it for behavioral disorders and mainly with black children, things like that, right, in the school system. But everybody's different. You give general information to everybody. None of this stuff is certified. It's like the one lady, you told her husband bad information. The husband got back to the husband. He said, you know what, you made a mistake and got my child messed up in the school system because of some bad information. This has probably happened very frequently in your life, and you never talked about it. The only reason that won was probably because you was on live, I think, that time. They got recorded. People played it back all the time. But I'm sure that's not the first time this happened. And so, shout out to Cheyenne Bryant also giving that kind of same information to adults about their marriages and their relationship and things like that, and she's not certified. What if somebody gets divorced because of her information? That was and it was actually a good relationship. Somebody gets broken up with because of bad information, right? This is a problem. But you don't see that because you're doing exactly what she's doing.
She ain't misdiagnosed nobody. She ain't done no clinical work without a license. I haven't seen any wrongdoing from Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So
it's not about the wrongdoing, but I just talked about that.
What do I think is going on here, Art? I believe that black women, I'm going to call the kettle black. Some men too, but mostly black women are attacking her out of jealousy. They are jealous of her looks. They are jealous of her life coaching career. They are jealous of her podcast success. They wish they were in her position. And because they are not, they are trying to destroy that woman.
I'm done, y'all. I'm done. Okay, Umar. Because this is how he feels about us, the YouTubians, the struggle streamers, okay, the detractors. That's how he feels about us. We're just jealous because we're not him, because we don't have a North Philly beard and we're not 6'3", right? Because we don't have the ladies on our side like he does. He feels the same way that he thinks Cheyenne Bryant probably thinks of her detractors. They're just jealous because of her success, because of her looks, her money, her position, her attention that she's getting. That's what he really thinks. That people are coming down on her not because, well, we need to know if she's certified or not. We need to know if her degrees are actually real or not for all the information she's giving out, okay? For all the shine that we're giving her, for all the attention we're giving her, and the money because she got these courses on her website, because we're buying her books. We want to make sure that we're investing in a credible source. Just like people are investing in FDMG, but they don't know when you've been certified. They don't know how many children you've actually helped. We don't see any testimonials of people that you have, helped along the way, along the years. That one guy on Chop T, but that's like 1 in a million. You've been doing this stuff since 2013, right? How many people have you actually helped to justify, your level of popularity or the money you've been giving out, all the stuff that, people give you these gifts and gifts, huh? But they're jealous. We're going to run that back. Run it back. Yes, please. Y'all got to hear this one more time.
Are jealous of her life coaching out of jealousy. Art. I believe that black women, I'm going to call the kettle black. Some men.
By the way, let the record show that he's calling you all black women. All right? He said, y'all black women are jealous of Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. All you doctors out there that are actually certified, that are actually working in the field. You're not life coach. You're actually in the field using your doctor degree. You're actually helping people in real life, real time. But you're jealous. And some of you black men too, like myself, I guess, we're jealous.
Too, but mostly black women are attacking her out of jealousy. They are jealous of her looks. They are jealous of her life coaching career. They are jealous of her podcast success. They wish they were in her position. And because they are not, they are trying to destroy that woman. Period, point blank in the story. I've told you before, Art,
Wow.
that black men have a problem with each other, right? We got an ego problem. I think black women's problem with each other exceeds black men's problem with each other.
All right. Now, he gonna go live one of these days and he gonna say 5 thick in the thighs. He gonna start calling out colors and nutmeg and ice cream and vanilla of this and chocolate this and, cinnamon and caramel that. He's talking to the same women. I just want y'all to know.
What they are doing to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is absolutely unacceptable, Art. They are destroying this woman more than Donald Trump. They are destroying this woman more.
Nah. Donald Trump gets daily, hourly, by the minute smoke. All right. So don't say that, bro.
Candace Owens. They destroying this woman more than Erica Kirk.
Candace Owens lost her black card a long time ago, according to the black community, by the way.
Destroying this woman more than the police officers who killed Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Sonia Bland, Sonia Mancy, Amir Locke, you name it, Art. The enemies of African people have not received the type of vitriol that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is receiving. If y'all want to expose it and be done with it. Everybody has heard the story, Art, but guess what? They going around and around and around with this, Art. And the reason I can speak to this so well, what did Roland Martin...
He's going to connect it to himself. I knew... I knew it.
Bitch, ain't no way. Ain't no fucking way.
He's about to connect to his own trials and tribulations, y'all. Let's go.
To do to me 11 years ago. He tried to say I didn't have my degrees and brought me on his show and tried to get his panel of to embarrass me because he thought I didn't have my degrees. Other people have tried to say I didn't have my degrees, Art, and guess what? It got so bad. I had to give my college permission to tell people that I graduated from it. Art, they were getting so many phone calls after that Roland Martin lynching that he tried to have, and instead he got lynched with his panel of... They called me up from the registrar's office, Art, and they said, Dr. Umar, these are the good white people from your graduating institution.
Wow. You know you got a doctorate from that school, right? How can you talk bad about them? That's wow.
We are getting bombarded with phone calls as to whether you graduated from here or not and what your degree is. Do you give us permission to let people know you graduated from here and what your degree is? I said yes. And guess what, Art? Even though people could call, the only reason why I'm not saying the college name, Art, because I don't want them to get bombarded tomorrow. You feel me? Even though people could call them and verify my degree, not online, traditional, in-person, American Psychological Association accredited doctoral program founded by one of the fathers of white cognitive psychology. I gave them permission to call and verify my credentials. And guess what, Art? You still got niggas out here today who will tell you I don't have a doctorate. They done found my dissertation online.
Man, he just dropped the N-word? He don't, wait a minute, hold up. Wow.
My credentials. And guess what, Art? You still got niggas out here today who will tell you I don't have a doctorate.
Oh, with the okay.
They done found my dissertation online. They done found my transcripts online. They done found my graduation pictures. And my degree will hang up in my Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy office. You feel me, Art? My degree will be hanging up once I got an office to put it in. But the reason I'm bringing this up, Art, was happening to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. It's not happening because she has a doctorate or don't have a doctorate. It didn't happen to me because I had a doctorate or didn't have a doctorate. It happened to me because I'm the biggest name in the world in Black consciousness. I'm the biggest name in the world in Pan-Africanism. I'm the most requested Black scholar in the world. I'm the most influential school psychologist in history. I'm the most requested university guest lecturer of the African race of all time. That's why it's happening to me. Nothing to do with my credentials. Nothing to do with my credentials. And just like with me, who has a real doctorate, whether she does or not, this is not happening to Cheyenne Bryant because she does or doesn't have a doctorate. This is happening to Cheyenne Bryant because women are jealous of her. Period, point blank, end of story.
I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Cheyenne Bryant is catching smoke, catching heat from the black community. As he says, mostly by women, which is not untrue. There are a lot of black women that are going in on Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because a lot of these women are doctors or in the medical field, and they're either certified or have their doctorate. And they are upset because, like I said before in my last video with Paul Pierce, is because her lack of transparency and, dare I say, frauding and faking that she's got a doctorate degree, and maybe one day she'll come with it. But until then, we have to go with the face value. She has yet to prove it, and all the measures that we could prove it by are, gone or non-existent. So until then, you are putting dirt on the name of the title of doctor, because until we find out if you're a doctor or not, you're not a doctor, right? And the women out there, to me, with good reason, are upset about that you're throwing around the title doctor, and again, by all intents and purposes, you're not a real doctor. And with that being said, thank you for attending another episode of the Working Man Podcast. I am your host, Nicholas J. Fury. Let me know what you think about Dr. Umar Johnson, the fake and phony Dr. Umar Johnson, defending a fake and phony. Can't make this up, right? Let me know what you think about it down in the comment section. And please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell. We're out of the door. And Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I hope you're listening. And Dr. Umar Johnson, by the way, if you listen to both of y'all, please remember, reality checks are free. See you next time.